Let's get it. Yo, yo, yo.
Chef was good,
Uh-huh.
bud.
Yo, Capo.
We back.
We back, man. We back. We back. We back.
You know what's interesting about this week, bro? Um, it's a lot of course, there's a lot of crazy shit jumping up in the news and the media, whatever. But
Insane.
I mean, we're gonna get to the Missouri governor. We'll get to this dude. All right.
Yeah.
We'll
Mhm.
get to Diddy. I'm sure. I'm not sure. Did you guys touch on Diddy last week? We'll get to Diddy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't there last week, but
Mhm.
I believe there was a little bit of conversation about that. I feel like, like I don't want to say it's getting not watered down because it's like really just getting started, but it's it from Diddy to my God, what was the other? There was another hot topic. Like the whole Cardi and Offset thing. I mean, and
That's where I was going. That's where I was going to go start there.
right,
We got
right.
to start with Cardi. Like,
Yep.
come on, man. You know what's wild about this situation, Chef, is that this ain't nothing but petty. This ain't nothing but tit for tat.
Oh my God, super,
And the thing about it is,
super.
okay, of course, I don't know Cardi from a hole in the wall.
Yep.
I I struggle to even believe this is true. Now, spoil my listeners if you hiding under a rock the last week and you missed it. Apparently, the situation is that uh,
Escalated.
there was cheating on both sides of the story, and while she was pregnant, she ended up cheating and having sex with somebody while she was pregnant, which is crazy. Um, it's petty, and I don't even think she did it, dog. I think she just saying it to hurt niggas' feelings. That's what I think,
Mm.
you know. And I've seen people on social media echo that.
Um, it's I think there might be some truth to it. Only because in this situation, like, she's been scorned and, just feels a way about what's happened. And I mean, yeah, it could be some get back, but it really could be some truth in there. And with those things, all it takes is just one time to even say that for it to just enter your mind as a man, like your lady, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so again, whether she did it or she didn't, the damage is already done. You know what I'm
you,
saying?
you know what's interesting about that too is
Word.
nobody knows how to hurt you more than your lady.
Oh my goodness.
You dig what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so for her to jump off the ledge like this tells me that she had the chamber ready. Like
Oh yeah.
if we was to ever separate, these are the three things I could say to fucking
Yep.
destroy your whole soul. And this is
Yep.
just one of those things. I think she got a couple of them. She
Yeah.
probably do.
Yeah.
Um, and but it also goes back to relationships and kind of separating amicably. It goes back to that. We don't
Yep.
talk enough about that. You know what I mean? About
What is a good way to amicably I know I just butchered that wrong. Wordsmith, help me out.
no, you
What is
good.
a good way to separate into which it's done on a level where both people can have some sort of satisfaction? Like we're about to go down a rabbit hole now, but I'm just saying, like, if you've been watching Sparring Mind shows the last few years, that kind of, audibles get called at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I mean, but listen, breakups. Here's the thing about them. This is the truth of the matter. When breakups occur,
yep.
99.9% of the time, one person didn't necessarily want to break up, but the other person had reached their wits end. That's normally how it works, right?
Yep. Yep.
And so what you hope that you could do in those last stages, those last months, because normally you both know it's coming. Normally, you both know, damn, this relationship ain't been right for some time. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
And so what you hope is you can maintain some level of communication and kind of say, listen, man, I wish I wish things were going better with us. Seems like we're headed towards the end. But I would still just like to be able to be a friend and confidant. Maybe I've come up short in some ways, and if I have, I apologize. Um, and even if it's non-reconcilable, I hope that we can still be cool after this. I mean, that's the kind of conversation that should happen at the end of a relationship. And let's stop acting ignorant like we don't know what's coming. You know what's coming, so now have the mature conversations about it.
Right. In a perfect world, yeah, you would like that, but I don't think that there's scenarios in which two people can be together and then change the dynamic of it from a relationship to being friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you just say, "Yo, like, be my friend," like, you're like, no. Usually, it's like I would think the best way for two people to do that is like, I think you would have to go cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not because like you don't care about that person. It's just because like there's just no way to separate those two things and go into a friend zone when you were just in this zone.
No, I think you can. I think you can. I think it starts with us being, again, it's perfect world, right? But I don't
Right,
see why we
right.
can't strive towards perfect world. Just strive towards perfect world. And all that means is having a conversation about, yo, this shit's been rocky for a little while.
Yep.
Like it hurts both on both sides, it hurts.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like I understand that, I'm not living up to expectations. I understand that this relationship is not living up to expectations. That's just grown man bars. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Hmm.
And so when you have those kind of conversations, then you can start getting into, listen, like, even if we don't make it through this time, I have valued you. You've been great in my life. Here's what that does. You avoid some of this extra shit that now you find these two going through, right? Because
Hmm.
I don't hate that motherfucker on the way out
Right.
the door.
Yep.
There's no need for all the extra shit. There's no need for me to use the shit that I had stored to hurt you. Because the relationship didn't end on a sour note. It
Right.
ended us without having a grown man conversation, you know?
Yeah. 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 I mean, unfortunately, like in cases like that where it's been so much of one-sided, it's like you've just always heard allegations of him kind of doing his thing and really never heard of her doing anything. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, at least
Mhm.
from what just following this thing. And so yeah, I mean, like that's different. And again, that's slinging mud because there was a comment she had mentioned about takeoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Saying he was
it's
the coolest one or some shit like that.
yeah, or something like if you knew what our relationship was like before he died, like
Oh
you
man,
would
you kidding me?
so right to that level. But that felt more like, yo, I'm just being freaking Kyle Petty, dog.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
just
facts.
ultra. You know what I'm saying? And then I think slung back with something about her sister Hennessy. Like it's just messy, and it's just it's just sad. Man. Yeah,
That's
man.
unnecessary, man. And again, I don't know how old they are. Are they late 20s, early 30s, maybe?
Um, they might be in their 20s, maybe 20s. I
Yeah,
think.
that's too bad, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
wish you could
just
be a little bit better than that.
definitely super unfortunate. Super
Um,
unfortunate. So between that and like Diddy, like that's just been dominating, like social media. With just it's crazy. With the 50 Cent docu series is coming out on Netflix. TMZ has one on Tubi. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
I was talking about this last night in the barbershop, as a matter of fact. So educate me on this Diddy case because I've been kind of away for a little bit, right? Um, so what are the actual charges? Do you know?
So I believe it's they're saying like sex trafficking.
Okay,
Um yeah, that those seem to be like the biggest charges on there. And then so all this stuff is coming out about like, these parties that was happening, these freak
hmm,
offs and
sure.
1,000 bottles of baby oil and
Okay.
lubricant. Like it's just gone crazy to where like again, I mean, I don't know what he did. I mean, outside of the Cassie situation, but I think like sometimes, and I know you hate my term, the black people like the rush to judge or condemn always feels so prevalent. Like I feel like in our hey Payne,
What up, man?
What's the
I
word?
feel I feel like in our community more than any other, we are quicker to condemn each other without. It's like the court of public opinion matters before the court of law. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying he's innocent or whatever the case may be. Obviously, we all seen the Cassie stuff. We've heard some of the stories, but like, I mean, the level of stuff, and now with the internet and how you're able just to create these different things, like again, nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. That's one of the greatest quotes, that's Charlemagne's quote, but that's one of the greatest quotes ever, because nobody does. Like, nobody cares about what's truthful, what's right. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't even tell like if people are actually trolling, too. So it's like, you know what? Let me just stay away from this right here, man. For someone trying to take this and this argument becomes like super passionate about it. Like, you defending Diddy, you defending, like, nah, but I'm just not quick to condemn someone. And it happened. We saw it happen with Bill. Like we just saw these things happen where people are quick to condemn you before you actually go on trial and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Payne, you got a line in the middle of I think it's the light. Just want to make sure you're aware of it.
I'm gonna get it right.
So let's talk about this for a second. I know we got a couple of minutes. Maybe we'll take it on the other side. In fact, you know what we'll do? Because it's our show, right? And we can do whatever the fuck we want to do around here.
Absolutely. You kidding me?
How about we just do this?
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
Yo, real quick before we get into the show, yo, shout out to D White. That boy is a monster, dog. Like, yo, D White, my brother, you don't get enough flowers, man. Gotta give you your flowers, not just for the theme song, you know what I'm saying, but for the fact that you're an MC's MC. You just had a clip going up recently of some of your battles where you were just straight up DJ K slaying the competition. Like not even funny, not even fair, you know what I'm saying? And I always, like I said, try to give you your flowers, you know what I mean, online, but I definitely want to do it, in this manner, you know what I mean? Like, again, you know how we feel about you over here at the team. We love you, brother. So, but you are those last ones, boy, you are embarrassing people, yo.
It's funny because, and obviously I don't know D White in person. I met him on social media, like I think you guys did. I met him through the Facebook group that we were all in many moons ago. And when we met him and I heard he was a rapper, I was like, oh, let me see what he's about. He pulled up his albums. I'm like, yo, bro is good. I don't give a shit if I know him. I don't give a shit if I have immediate contact with him. He's good. You see what I'm saying? Listening to his album, I'm like, yo, this is talent. So I was happy to partner with him with some things and just get to say I know a dope rapper. Like that's cool. I'm happy with that. Him, D. Laurent, Breathe Havoc. I love being able to have dope rappers in my phone. Like, yo, you see what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, and side note though, he did play ball and he was that like on some Klay Thompson, Steph Curry shit with the shooting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. D White can shoot.
Salute to God. So let's go back to this Diddy thing just before we go into the topic, because I don't know if you guys did this last week, Payne. I wasn't here. Chef wasn't here. So I don't know how deep y'all got into that, but and he was just explaining the situation to me. because I've kind of been away for a little bit, so maybe I've missed what's going on with Diddy. But I know that there's new charges, and Chef just outlined a couple of different things that I wanted to touch on. So there's 3 lightning bolt things that he mentioned that immediately caught my ear. The first is Cassie, right? Now, you know, I would hope that everybody in the history of history by now knows the case is closed. She settled out of court for an undisclosed amount of money.
Yep.
No admittance of guilt, right? Okay, so we can put that to the side, right?
Wait, what was the end of that part? What was the end of that you said?
No admittance of guilt. Just we get settled out of court. Here's some money. We're not talking about this no more.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's the first point. Let's talk about baby oil. Okay. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So now we're casting opinions over someone who. Let me explain something to y'all. Just so if y'all don't know me, if I had Diddy money, I may be having freak offs at my crib too. Right? There may be plenty of baby oil. There might be dumb lube in a storage unit.
Hey man, you save when you buy in bulk.
When you buy in bulk.
I'm just saying you save
because guess what? Freak offs, 1st and the 15th here. Pull up. We got your favorite alcohol. Okay, pull up. Now, the feds are involved because I'm at BJ's buying baby oil. Okay, that's strange. Strange.
A little different.
I don't understand why that was a headline though, but it's funny as hell to me. But I don't understand why it was a headline.
But see, here's where it hurts, Payne. It can't be funny, and I obviously understand the humor. It can't be funny when you're dealing with a nigga's real life.
Right.
His nigga got life literally on the line. We laughing about baby oil. That's crazy. Let's keep going though. Maybe I missed something else in the story. So the third thing that hit a trigger was trafficking. Let's talk about trafficking. We all lived in Massachusetts, Boston to be specific, which is 37 minutes from Providence, Rhode Island. 29 minutes from the Rhode Island border. What does that mean, Chuck?
You drive someone over that line.
If you ever called a chick from Providence and said, "Yo, come through," for the purposes of me putting my
you've grown up. You've grown up.
For the purposes of us having sexual relations. I am now involved in sex trafficking across state lines. You want to do a show of hands of how many of us have fucked a chick from New Hampshire or New York or Miami or Rhode Island because it's right the fuck there? Connecticut? You never met up with a chick at Foxwoods?
No. Not me. If see, it's such a great area with that shit, because if you're dealing with that person, does it not qualify as trafficking, as opposed to if it's just strictly a sex thing? Like, that sex trafficking thing is so fucking gray that it just, I try to stay away from that fucking conversation. That's just crazy.
Maybe it's by state kind of thing. I would think there were different laws and different. No, they're all same.
Feds. These are the feds.
Yes, yeah, okay. That's a federal offense. Okay.
So again, I'm wondering what's the indictment here? What has Diddy done that's deserving of him serving 30 years in jail? Just curious as to what we're talking about. Maybe I missed something in the documentation, so please let me know. Yo, Chuck, you missed this. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
They haven't said what's on those tapes yet.
Right. I think that's
with that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So, recording people against their will, of them not having knowledge of being recorded.
Recording people. So you guys have Blink cameras at your crib? I do.
In intimate, settings.
No, okay. So I have a Blink camera in my backyard, right?
Mhm.
If I have a barbecue and we're in my backyard, I'm recording you. Now you can look up and see the camera there, but I'm recording you, right? So that's I get fed time for recording you on my property. Is that the law?
Not if it. I don't think if it's in the open. Like if it's hidden cameras, like he got the shit hidden in the eyeball of a painting.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's.
In his private residence.
I think so. Well,
So we're talking about legalities, not morality and not public opinion. What's the law? I can have whatever the fuck I want in my house. There's not a law against it, right? In fact, when someone breaks into your crib and they ask you what's missing, the cops hope you say you have an internal camera showing your vault. But
Yeah.
this is a different. Again, I just want to understand the context of these federal indictments. I don't know what's illegal in these discussions. I could have missed it.
Yeah.
You know? So educate me so that I can avoid federal indictments as well.
No, nobody cares about like those kind of things coming out to what really happened or the legalities or anything like that. It's just all about the mockery of, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on and what happened and pulling up old clips of old interviews with wild stuff just being said. Like, and to all of that is to like, you know, taint, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But like I said, you know,
But
people have condemned him to be this monster and all this stuff. And, you know, like I said, I don't know him personally to say what he did. The video with Cassie was awful, was terrible. And again, we, you know, we're all parents. So, you know,
no debate. Let me make sure that's clear. There is zero debate about what he did to Cassie was a travesty. No debate.
Mm-hmm.
Deserved jail time. Guess who said it doesn't deserve jail time? Cassie. Cassie said.
Well, she put a dollar amount on.
Write the check.
She put a dollar amount on it.
Okay. Write the check, and then we won't talk about this no more. And yet, every time Diddy's name come up, we talk about Cassie.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Did she? So, I guess she did put a dollar amount on it. Even
she put a dollar amount on it for sure.
Because the video came out after the settlement.
It absolutely did.
I don't think. I don't think it was so much the dollar amount as it was her opening Pandora's box. Like, all right, this dude's a horrible individual. I need to let people know something happened. Now antennas are raised. That's why that video from the hotel came out, what he did to her. That's why the feds raided his crib. Like, all right, this dude's doing some crazy shit. But I will say this, and I said it before when we talked about Diddy. All these people that are coming forward now saying they seen shit and knew about shit, you're not a witness. You're an accomplice. Like, cut the shit. Like, you're doing shit for clout now. Knock it off.
Agreed.
But you should have said something then.
Agreed.
If you knew about it, you should have said something, or you should have stopped it yourself.
Agreed. Couple things on that. I don't want to stay on Diddy all night. Pause. So first, you made a statement there.
Crazy.
The feds raided his crib after the Cassie situation.
Yep.
Have you ever in the history of history heard the feds raid somebody's crib for domestic violence? Yes or no?
Nope.
Not that I know.
No. Google it. It's never
Not unless they went there to get the dude and he was still there.
The feds for domestic violence?
No.
Never.
Doesn't
never.
Happen.
Ricos, you know, those type of things.
That's when the feds are involved.
Right.
Someone said they're trying to get him for that too now.
You see what happened with YSL, and they
trying to do
struggling with that case.
Like get him with Rico now too.
A Rico charge on what?
I don't know. I just read. I you just read stuff, and it was just something I seen. I'm like, really? Diddy? I would think, if anything, Diddy might have did all the crazy shit, but I don't think Diddy's smart with his business.
Yeah.
A little shady with it, but he's smart with it.
Most businessmen kind of got that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That things around them that they're usually pretty shrewd and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
the
cool.
couple's point, man, I definitely don't want to talk about. I don't want to keep. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
let's take a step. Let's
Stay,
take a step back 23 years, right? 2001, St. Louis. A news reporter by the name of Felicia Gale was murdered. Right. The man that was convicted of the crime was done so despite the fact that there was no forensic evidence captured against him. Right?
wow.
No forensic evidence. And on top of that, the two witnesses of the crime were deemed to be unreliable. Okay? That they were deemed to be unreliable by the Supreme Court. Okay? So, in 2015, the Supreme Court stepped in and said, hey, yo, we're not going to execute this dude. And the governor at the time said, yo, we're going to give him a reprieve. Because, of course, that guy got murder sentence, death sentence. The governor at the time said, nah, we're not doing that. Because there's no evidence against him and the witnesses were bogus. He said, we're going to give him a break for 2 years. After the 2 years, that break is lifted. The lawyers go back in. Hey, yo, we need something to go on because now he's scheduled to go back on death row. The governor says, nah, we're not doing that. Proceeds with this man's death sentence. The week that just passed us watched the death of Marcellus Williams.
Tragic.
When the governor of Missouri, Mike Parson, could have stepped in and
Hey.
good evening, Queen. How are you? Could have stepped in and said, nah. The NAACP is calling it a lynching of another black man. That's kind of aggrandizing. I guess the question is, are you guys expecting, we talk about this every time one of these stories come up, we talk about whether you guys expect the United States of America to save black men. This is another case.
Nope.
Why would they?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna do it. I don't want to piss neither one of y'all off.
You ain't gonna do what? I'm listening.
What's my saying, Payne? What's my saying?
I ain't saying it.
What's my saying? It's unfortunate. It's very, you know what I mean? How do we, and I guess it wouldn't even matter, but I'm still gonna say this anyways. How would we expect them to save us when the way that we act towards each other sometime too, as far as, again, killing each other, the things that happen in the community, you see the Young Dolph case was also going on this week. And, you had to see that whole thing happen again and play out of how, like, for $800, you're killing the guy in the community who's giving back to the community, who's from it. So all I'm saying is yes, what, and I'm not saying what they did to the young, the young man, as far as, like, that still should have happened to him. But we can't expect those kind of people to have a certain level of respect for us if we don't have it for each other, and they see that and they know that. And the examples like the Young Dolphs, the Nipsey Hussles, again, the guys who are from the community, who are putting work in the community, are being killed by those people from that community.
These are two different conversations.
Understood. But I'm just making a point of just saying, like, we want a level of respect from some people when we're not giving that to each other. Absolutely two different cases, but I'm just saying there's some thought behind that, like, that maybe they're looking at it like these guys don't respect each other. So what, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox with that.
Yeah, one is a discussion on a group of people who are trying to fight their way out of poverty. That's one discussion. That's what you're talking about with Young Dolph's situation, is that this is a community of people who have been broke forever, right? And then when people are broke forever, they're gonna find ways to try to make do and climb themselves out of that situation, right? Community be damned, unfortunately, right? That's one story that we can absolutely talk about. But the second story is a judicial body
For sure.
that is in place to govern people, which has ignored a segment of people. And dare I say, bastardized a segment of people. It's a totally different conversation, right? The fact that we can't and have never been able to trust the laws of a country that we are citizens of is spectacular.
Super.
And we get an example of it every month.
Oh my God.
You're being
And
generous.
then guys like Hightower
You're being generous.
come on this same platform every week and say, "No, the police are good guys. We just got to, this is rotten apples in the." No, nigga. I can't sit here. There are some good judges. Nigga, show me one. I'm here. I'm waiting. I got all the time.
Didn't
Because
Hightower
the
play
good
a dirty
judges-
cop and all of? Sorry, my bad.
They're great for fiction. Right? Like these good judges and these good cops and these good politicians should be speaking the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yo, that governor's wild in Missouri. Here's why. Oh, that's coming from somebody who's serving the same purpose to the community. Oh, it means something.
Right.
Not us, not three niggas on a podcast on a Friday night. We're not in those rooms. We're not decision makers in those spaces.
Right.
So the community that this governor is responsible to protect and serve, much like the police,
Yeah.
find themselves on the wrong side of the sword once again. Once again.
Yeah.
Disgusting case in Missouri.
Yeah, super. I mean, since we've been doing this show, you know, you go back to 2020. I mean, the scorecard of these type of things that have happened and how many times we've had to come on this platform and even talk about these kind of things is just, you know, it makes you sick to your stomach. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff, man.
Yeah, and in essence, I don't think it's grandizing or I'm not sure. I don't remember the word you used, but whatever it was, calling it the lynching of another black man, because it's almost like it's almost like the hangings. Like they knew he was innocent. There was DNA evidence. The governor could have stopped it. They said, no, we're going to go ahead and kill this man. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like the man was innocent and you knew it and you still went through with it. Like if there's any inkling of a doubt, that's human life. If there's any inkling of a doubt of his guilt or innocence, you do not go through with that shit. But because of this, it's a done deal. You know what I mean? So that shit pissed me off.
Yeah, and in those what's Missouri? What's that? South, Midwest?
Midwest.
South, yeah, Midwest, yeah, Missouri's Midwest.
The governor declined to be interviewed at the execution, but he went on to say no juror nor judge has ever found Williams' innocence claim to be credible. So now you care about credible, but you don't care about the DNA. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah,
It's
his
family needs to sue.
Yeah, definitely. RIP.
And they may. Well, here's the problem. He'd already been serving 23 years for this crime.
Yeah, so they need to sue for his time that he lost and for them killing him too.
They may win a civil case and win a couple dollars. But much like the train that is the United States of America, it's going to keep going, and we'll have another one of these cases in 3 weeks or so. You know,
That
and we'll
we'll
talk
hear
about
about.
it.
That we'll hear about. Because I'm sure there's plenty that we don't hear about.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Now, and this is why it's important to read these cases, read these stories, right? Because this is a heavy episode. We haven't laughed at all yet.
Yeah.
But this is why it's important to read these kind of cases, because had Williams actually killed this chick, this wouldn't be a discussion, right? I'm a firm believer in, if you kill someone and the evidence says you kill someone, you should die too.
Right. You get what you deserve in that case.
What you deserve.
Yeah, you get what you
But
deserve.
this case, there was no evidence that says this was the motherfucker.
Right.
But there was evidence that the people who said it was him were lying and uncredible. Come on, man.
Way too
Throw
much.
the case out and let's move on.
Way too much doubt for you to go ahead with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of the coin, right, and not to minimize this man's killing, right, I did get some good news along this way. A man that was wrongfully convicted that I know got over his ruling got overturned and he got sent home.
Hey, I heard about. I
Shout out my guy Price, man. Welcome. So yeah, I was happy to hear that, because I'm like, he got wrongfully convicted and they overturned it and he's home. So
I got the news on that 2 nights ago.
yeah. So
I got the news on that 2 nights ago.
Yeah, you love to hear it.
That was definitely. I'm sorry. That was definitely good news. That was definitely good news to hear. Just because, you know, again, those scenarios in his case is definitely one of the worst ones of how he ended up where he did. And yeah, man, you know, like I said, it's a win for the good guys, and you know, whoever is associated with that situation, you might see a influx. You know what I'm saying, to these streets over the next few months. You know, so but one for the good guys.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's dive into the main point of today's show. Payne, you want to look at your streaming thing real quick? It says it's not streaming. I just want to make sure we tap into that.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I was trying to get it fixed, but it's not working. I guess StreamYard's going to try to fix it on its own.
Yeah. I think the issue that we're going to talk about tonight, we have an inbox. And I'll tell you what, here's what happened.
I'm going to try to fix it. I'll be right back on.
Okay. So we're going to jump into the point of today's show. Let's give Payne a second to jump back. But yeah, I think these cases, Chef, man, like, they come up all the time, and we just, you know, we talk about it for a couple of days, and it, you know, it goes back under the rug, and you know, that's it. And it's like,
no, those type of cases often don't dominate your social media news feed and stuff, like, you know, the Diddy or like you know, whatever else is going on in the news. Like, those things don't dominate, you know, where there's people upset or just talking about it. It's just again, the, you know, that other stuff seems to just be more entertaining.
Yeah.
Of just what people want to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you know, I get tired of it. I scroll past it because I can't engage in it. I'm just gonna, you know, see how it plays out in court or whatever the case may be. You know, because the worst thing you want to do is refrain from saying certain stuff, and then there's situations that happen where, you know, someone gets off or beats a kid or whatever the case may be, and then you're looking like, damn, I said all that shit before and I shouldn't even went there. You know what I mean? I should let it kind of play out first.
Yeah, but some of this stuff needs a discussion. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely. I just mean joining in on like the memes and the other stuff that's not true, where there's nothing truthful about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where now you're just making a mockery and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So That's a little bit. That's a little bit different. See, Payne is an a-hole, so like that kind of stuff is like right up his alley. He's with all of that. He's with all of that kind of smoke and all that kind of stuff.
Yo, if it's funny, it's funny. I can't help it. Y'all know me. I like to laugh. So if it's funny, I'm gonna laugh.
No, you're funny, but you're an a-hole too.
I won't share it if it's bad though. Like if it's something derogatory, like real derogatory, not like I'm not gonna share that. But like if it's funny, I'm gonna laugh.
Jesus.
Yo,
let's dive into it, man. Y'all ready to go into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
I'm all in the kitchen, call me the top chef. Serving up these yams till it ain't nothing left. Hey.
Spawn Minds listeners, as always, we appreciate y'all shooting questions, comments, and thoughts into the inbox. Always gives us some things to review and take a look at. Chef, I could throw it up on the screen if you
throw it up on the screen. Throw the alley-oop.
All right, there you go.
CP3.
And matter of fact, let me do this. Let me throw it up as a banner. Let's read it and then we'll take it back down and we'll go from there. How's that?
All right, cool. All right. Afternoon, fellas. I'm having a problem with my old lady. Wondering if y'all have experiences something similar. So this social media posting is beginning to get on my nerves. Every time we go out, she's posting about where we are. For me, that's a major security issue. People know that we are not home and anything can happen in today's world. Secondly, I surprised her 2 weeks ago, called out sick, took her on a picnic. She's posting and carrying on, forgetting that she's friends with my supervisor. Now I may have issues with work. That's kind of crazy. How is she friends with your supervisor? But that's something else. Just last week, my homie called me about some shit he was going through. We spoke, left it at that. I brought it to her attention, and she immediately ran to social media and posted it as a scenario. Now my homie looking at me strange. I'm sick of this shit. How do I move forward? So first of all, my brother, that last paragraph, I think if you're going through something, I'm not sure if that's something you should, if your homie came to you and confided in you, I'm not sure, and knowing what you already know, I'm not sure that letting that information go was the smartest play, in my opinion. Knowing what you know, I don't think that your lady is gonna privy you to everything that's going on with her and her homegirls. So why is that necessary for you to do that? Just some advice. Chef out.
So that's the last part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the first part. And the first part was a very legitimate concern, Payne. It's a very legitimate concern. He's talking about how, he goes on social media. Him and the lady down at Foxwoods. And his point is, don't tell everybody we're not at the crib for the weekend because there's wolves out here. People who may know somebody where we live. Now they crashed the crib while we out of town. Legitimate, or you like?
For me, so in real life, I don't have to worry about that because, my girl will post shit. She'll go out of town and won't post shit till she gets back. So I'm not worried about that. But I do understand his concern about, people not, people knowing he's not home or whatever. But again, we spoke on blink cameras earlier, right? Security systems, right? So, I mean, yeah, I see both sides of it, but.
Oh man, you niggas with that phrase.
I'm paying using it now.
I think he's making too big of a deal about it.
Way too big.
But if he's in the streets heavy, if that's what he means about the security issue, like my ops will see where I'm at, that could be a definite problem.
Could be.
Right, because I'm like, what is he into? Like, you know what I mean? Is he just a regular 9-to-5 Joe? Is he out here? You know what I mean? Is he trapping? Like, is he got a couple dollars? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not sure this plays out to every average person doing something. And if you and your lady are out somewhere, not wanting to capture that memory of what's going on in a public setting. You should be able to do that without fear of thinking it, yo, well, I'm out in Foxwoods and somebody's at the crib freaking, got the cat tied up or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what kind of lifestyle are you living that even is going to attract that kind of stuff to where you posting that you're out of town and all of a sudden someone's, knocking at the door looking to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure that applies to everyone. It's just a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on to where like you leaving the crib automatically means the wolves are at the crib. That means you got some stacks under the mattress. Like something's going on. Like, what kind of lifestyle you living?
Or you telling you telling your own business that people.
Or you telling, right? Or you're telling too much of your own business. You know what I mean? Again, we're from the era of which we didn't grow up in the social media era. So for us, like that kind of stuff wasn't something that we did. We went to the VU, like you knew if you were there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there were video to post it. You was hanging out in Shea VU on a Sunday or a Saturday night, whatever the case may be. So it's like different. What are you into? That has to be the thing of where you got to worry about some niggas running up in your crib. Or again, the flash of social media where people think that you got it and you don't. But the highlight reel is what has them like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? Like, but it could be a lot of smoke and mirrors too.
Yeah, that's valid. So then there's a second part of the chef of the letter where he was talking about, you try to do something nice for his lady, called out sick. You see what I'm saying? But in doing so, she ended up exposing him to the people that he worked with. You know what I mean? I think there's some validity to this. We've heard this within our own camps. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, shut the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? Again, valid or not.
First of all, why is she friends with your boss? Unless y'all know him outside of work and he just so happened to end up being your boss, that's one thing. But why the hell is she friends with your boss? You know what I mean? Like, and you should have he did let her know he called out sick in order to do it, but yeah, he could have told her ahead of time, like, yo, do not go live, do not post this shit until after, like, post it tomorrow or something. You know what I mean? Like,
some things, again, it should be sacred. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things should definitely be sacred as far as the relationship, and every single thing doesn't have to be posted or put online. That could have been one of those moments where it's like, I told you I called out of work today. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, nah, you don't need to post, that we at lunch on the beach or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do that. I think giving a heads up or just having that communication, knowing that, she's the type of person that will do that. I think that's for you to kind of have that. Now, if you're still saying this and your advances are getting curved, then that's a different conversation, because that just means it's just about the highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? Or the perception or creating something. You know what I'm saying? Like mystique, because it's like, yo, like you want to record that? I'm saying when you were giving me that, I didn't post that. So it's like, what are we talking about?
Yo, that's wild.
Just saying. Some things are sacred is my point that I'm trying to make. Something is sacred. Everything's not posted.
I don't know about that. Let me go to the third one first, because I think my views on posting are different than yours. You know what I mean? We'll tie this off. I think Payne may have the opposite ends of the spectrum as it relates to that. But the third part of this is that about his homie had called him with some shit, and then his lady had put it online as her own kind of, what would you do if, right? Knowing that probably his homie was there, like, yo, ain't this a motherfucker? You know what I mean? I guess where I'm going with this, on all three scenarios, that you guys are not willing to say for seemingly obvious reasons. The woman's a villain, bro. Like there has to be a level of stop posting shit, especially if he feels a way. Just knock it off. You know what I mean? Like, you can call your sister, yo sis, this is what's going on. Here's some pictures. Cool, dope, right? But if I have a cemented issue, were you posting about me on social media? That should trump everything else.
Well,
Definitely, it's got to be some. There's got to be some level of some things just being sacred, and everything doesn't need to be for public consumption.
What's the reason? Because there's some people that are like, "Yo, don't post me on social media," because they're up to something sneaky.
I feel like that's different though. When you can decipher the difference in that versus like someone trying to either keep you a secret or be a secret or be secretive. I think you can tell the difference between that and then someone that's just like every time we out got the, you know what I mean, got the phone out like, yo, me and babe, we just walked up in so and so, we about to go do so and so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's I was trying my best, Charles Jones.
Yeah, no, I was here for it.
I was trying to get off a little bit.
I liked it.
You know what I mean?
You was cooking, bro.
But like, I think there's some things that again that is to be celebrated, that is to be shown off. That it is a time where you should celebrate your lady, show your lady off, be proud of her, and all that type of stuff. But I think again, if you come to someone and you bring some issues that you have of like being too overly with it, I think again, you know, you should just take that into consideration. And again, especially with something as sacred as like if I confide in you about and you know, mine get mad at me because she feels like when it comes to my friends or whatever, like I don't delve too much into that because it's just not for, you know what I'm saying? It's not for that kind of conversation. Because again, I wouldn't want it to be, you know, posted for someone to be like, yo, damn man, I just told you so and so and now.
Like, yeah, see that last part, the part that will piss me
crazy.
off.
That's crazy, B.
What do you mean?
Should never be like that.
Huh?
What do you mean?
So if there was like was it Seinfeld? I think it was a Seinfeld episode, and like they were like, there's like some unwritten rule where couples talk about each other's like things that go on with their friends, like not talk about them, but like
pillow talk,
discuss. Yeah, like yo, such and such is going through this. What do you think? You know what I mean? Now, if I go to you and ask you your thoughts on something, you know, that for you to go post it, like, yo, what do y'all think about this? Like, nah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
Not cool at all. It's a violation of one, it's a violation of our trust.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Two, it's now it's violating our trust with him and my trust with him. Like it's a violation all around to do something.
Here's the interesting thing about this. Everybody who knows me, including you guys, obviously, they know 99.9% of the time, if you call me, you're probably on speakerphone and my wife is right behind me. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that. Right?
Yeah.
So very rarely, in fact, I can't think of the last time it's happened, where someone said to me, knowing that, right? Hey, yo, Chuck, you got a minute, I want to talk to you about something. No one does that. They just start talking to me, right? And they know my wife is right here, right? I say that to say this. Most things I discuss, I have conversations about, most things I'm involved with, my wife knows about it. I can't think of too many things that she don't know about, right? This nigga seeing me late for work. Bet you ain't gonna believe this shit. That's me. Everybody knows that about me, right? You also know that because those things are discussed, my wife is trained enough to understand not to repeat that shit back to the rest of the world, right? So when we have those discussions are in-house, as they should be, right?
Right.
Don't let anybody fool you. Every couple pillow talks. They're bullshitting you if they tell you they don't. Everybody does. Now, to the depths of the conversation, that's going to vary, right? But every couple does that. And so I negate most of that, probably inadvertently, because niggas know what time it is when you call me. You can always say, yo, Chuck, I need to talk to you one-on-one. Okay. Now I know some serious shit that you don't need to get back. And I can dig it and respect it. Right. But I say that to say the last part of this, she's foul because the information should never leave the crib.
Super.
That's what she's foul.
Yeah, super foul.
You see what I'm saying? And then the homie got every right to call you to the carpet because you didn't train your lady to keep that shit in house. So you are also the villain as well.
Super.
So I have no problem with that.
Yeah, super.
The issue I do have here, though, and this is where me and Payne are going to disagree, is that, and you guys know me well on this as well. I post damn near everything that happens in real time. You ain't gonna believe this shit. This chick just dropped a whole glass of ice on. That's me, right? What the fuck are you doing? Don't stop telling everybody. That's me, right? For no other reason is it's content, and I found it interesting, right? So if I found it interesting, I think you might too. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing nefarious. I'm not a villain for her. I don't mean to make her look bad.
Right.
Everything.
The only reason I'm going to disagree with you on it is because I told you ass, let's turn it into a sitcom. All these situations you be posting about need to be.
Oh my God. Payne definitely told you a minute ago, like, yo, dog. Yo.
Other than that, I'm with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind it. So
That's
that shit is definitely like TV sitcom like worthy. Like
it's like a fucking it's a new Martin.
Yo, no BS. Like no BS.
But it goes into today's discussion about posting it because I post everything, right?
Right.
Again, it doesn't have negative effects as to what this guy is experiencing. I don't got problems with my job, right? Like I don't got problems with some other trust issues, but I post almost everything that's happening, right? I add a little seasoning salts, of course.
A little. A little. What's old boy? What's the old boy with the glasses? What? That is you, dog, with the glasses, the white t-shirt, and the freaking director's cap on, like this, dog. Straight freaking pink Himalayan salt, dog.
But I think that I have called out people in the past who. You ever seen a female social media page and they take a picture of where they are, but not the nigga they with?
Yeah.
Or they put a fucking smiley face over the nigga. What the fuck are we doing? You know? And I was telling my wife the other day because it's funny. Sparring Minds listeners, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. So I was telling Faye the other day, I'm like, no, actually, Faye came to me and Faye was like, yo, Payne is in love. And I said, really? What are you talking about, right?
Yeah, I just almost spit on my laptop.
I love this.
Yo,
I love this
every
segment.
time I look at Payne's page, he's posting hearts and her and life's dreams and cursive writing. I'm like, Jesus H. Right?
Cursive writing? What the fuck?
But I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? Now, of course, because of the relationship, I know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
But if you look at his page, you wouldn't have no clue what the fuck is going on. Right? So again, I'm like, don't love me in the dark, nigga. Say some shit in the public, right? And Payne can not get the fuck out of here. I did that before. I said I ain't doing that shit again.
No. So let's dive into that, right? So
look at Faye, right on cue. Look at Faye, right on cue. Yeah, she right on.
Nothing is sacred.
Yo, for real, Faye.
Nah, so let's dive into that, right? So I know my girl, right? So she doesn't like attention. So for me to tag her, and then now people are lurking on her page, and I'm kind of the same way. Like it doesn't bother me as much, you know what I mean? But you don't have to tag me. What's understood doesn't need to be explained, you know what I mean? So when I put her, everyone that needs to know knows who the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
So Fabian is an introvert. She hates attention. Like she don't want no parts of it ever, right? Meanwhile, she married me, right? At Fabian every time.
Right.
To the point now she's like, yo, people are friend requesting me. She don't want friends. She don't want Facebook friends. People are friend requesting me because of your fucking day in my life.
That's just a sitcom, bro.
Stay
That's
tuned.
another time.
I'm not going nowhere. My post ain't going nowhere.
That's
Learn
a
to love it.
I'll
Learn to
tell
love
you.
it. Right?
That's a sick
Like,
one.
so I say this to say, if you're with an extrovert, you have to expect extrovert shit. Right?
Yep.
You guys know me firmly. If I'm happy, everybody knows it.
For sure.
Right? If I'm pissed off, everybody knows it. You see what I'm saying? And I don't live in a world where I feel like I have to hide important entities.
For
You
sure.
know, I'm not doing that, right? Chuck, why are you happy? Because of her. At her, so you know who it is. Right? That saved me from so many different things. It saved me from chicks jumping in my inbox, although still happens from time to time, which is weird because I'm kind of him and I don't want to do anything else, right? And I use that as a shield. I tag my wife. My wife is when I'm out and about, when I go to Boston and you see me in the streets with my wife. Every time. It's never a case where I'm there and my wife is someplace else. My wife is, it's never the case. I post her in real life, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I make sure she's a fixture in real life. You know why I do that? Because I've been around niggas, old playing niggas. I got 7 girls, right? Who don't do that shit because they're trying to maintain some level of secrecy so they can move freely.
Mm.
You don't gotta tell me about that. That's why I have a hard time getting some people for heart boxing. That's a whole other topic, though.
But that's real shit.
Yeah,
it's real shit. So I've always said, yo, if you move with honor, move with integrity, move with the truth, you don't gotta live in the shadows.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing is what the fuck I'm doing. Hey, princess.
She's back.
So, I mean, that costume dope. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? I just want people to move with integrity.
You need to respect introverts' comfort level as well. Somewhat. Okay, we've been doing this for a minute. So let me look. Okay. Real shit.
So now that they've come out and made it public for everyone to an extent. Like I used to get on Polka and Dex about this. Like, why are y'all keeping yourselves a secret? Like, they were both in on it. And I'm like, why are y'all doing that? And it was because some people feel like people are nosy and have malicious intent once they find out who you're with, which is true.
That's valid. That's valid.
Which is very true. Which is why I was very against it before myself. Like, people wouldn't know who I was with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for those that need to know. That's why this, like, for me, I'm fine with it, how things move, because when I say her, people know. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't post pictures of us because I barely take pictures, 1. And 2, like, people see me say something about her every day. So, there's someone there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if any woman jumps in my inbox, I posted something the other day where every answer the dude said to every question was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be me. And y'all going to get sick of hearing it. So.
I love it.
Church, I love it.
I love it.
I love that.
I love it, man.
Brother.
Love is never one of those things. Love, happiness, friendship should never be one of those things that we have to hide.
No.
Those should be the things. Watch what I do here. Watch what I do here. Those should be the things you want to post.
See what you did there? I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Good at this podcast thing. Yo, let's go ahead and let's get out of here, man. Sparring Minds, episode 159, posted. Definitely. First off, if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Definitely like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We're here every Friday, going up through probably Thanksgiving, I believe, is what our calendar is saying to us. Once that wraps up, we have some other choice content coming to you. Heartboxing season 2 is coming. Turnbuckle Talk is coming, and Grove Hall is coming. Very soon. We bringing y'all some content out here, man. So So stay tuned. It's gonna be great times.
Definitely stay tuned. Grove Hall finally after the boost from Capo, who's been on this for like 3 years. After Payne kind of just, gut punching everybody and like, nah, heart boxing is here. Like, yo, fellas, what's going on? Let's get some motivation. So it's good to have people around you in your circle to inspire you, to motivate you to be better than you can be for yourself. So, me and Little finally, we got the Roxbury meets Dorchester thing finally popping off. Grove Hall it's here Sunday. Debut episode, summer recap, aka Dear Summer. I know you're gonna miss me. You know what I mean? So you already know we got Crew Love, we got King of the Court, and we're supposed to have Save Our Streets. 3 different entities from some of the biggest events going on in the summer.
The biggest.
And we're here to recap the summer in a different way and dynamic. So that should be really good. Shout out to Roxbury Reek, who was able to bless us with the soundtrack, the tunes for Grove Hall. And shout out to the good brother. He might not like the shout outs. He talk about low key and super. Is the good brother Dre Springer who curated. I can't wait to see what that's like. And shout out to Payne too, because Payne definitely hit us up with some dope highlights and segments for everybody. Definitely was really, really instrumental in helping put this thing together and curate it. And again, that's because of the point of having good people around you that's gonna like, nah, man, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this way. You know what I'm saying? So super excited for Grove Hall. Super excited to see Turnbuckle Talk. And obviously, we got the season 2 of Heart Boxer.
People definitely asking about that. People's already asking.
We
got content coming. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna flood y'all with some great conversations, great antics, just great fun, man. We're gonna be here for a while. So y'all stay tuned. Until next time, the Sparring Minds Podcast 159. Post it. We out of here.
Shout out Hightower, Little. What up?
Voila.